Hello and welcome to the Enterprise Talk Conversation Series, a peer knowledge resource by the CXOs for the CXOs. Now to our host, Kanika Goswami.
Hi everyone and welcome to our podcast On Stage with Enterprise Thought Leaders. Today we have a slightly different type of leader with us. We usually speak with company heads and CXOs, but today we have the pleasure of having a conversation with Vladimir Botsvadze. We welcome you to our show, Vlad. I hope you'll enjoy it as much as I will. It's great to have you here with us.
Good morning, Kanika. It is a delight to be on your podcast. I'm sure that your listeners will capitalize on my actionable insights to drive their results forward,
I'm sure of that. So just for our audiences, Vlad is a world-renowned, multi-award-winning digital transformation and social media influencer. He has more than 15 years of international experience in marketing and innovation. He's currently ranked as a #1 global marketing, social media, and retail thought leader by Thinkers 360. He's been featured in Forbes, Bloomberg, Business Insider, Yahoo Finance, Irish Tech News, World Biz Magazine, and other media outlets. He serves on the advisory board of the United States Artificial Intelligence Institute. Vlad is also a mentor at Techstars and a judge at the Webby Awards and the Gartner Marketing and Communication Awards. His expertise is trusted by American Marketing Association as well. He's been committed to inspiring business executives with his impressive career success, and they have utilized his natural entrepreneur instinct, and that is how he has become a self-made influencer. Vlad,
Yes.
do you want to add something if we missed out any of your achievements?
Well, I love this nature entrepreneurialism because I'm self-made, I take pride in my work because I was paving my path instead of following the crowd, building my dreams, connecting with consumers, building relationships, So I truly cared about making this world a better place through my insights, through my passions, through my persistence, through my going the extra mile for my global audiences. Whether I speak, I mentor, I advise boards, I always want to see authentic, real, passionate, and driven entrepreneurs building billion-dollar startups,
Right. So we have a few questions for you, but I'm sure we're going to get very insightful answers for that. So it's not the number that will matter here. To begin with, from your rich experience, what would you say is the most impactful social media strategy for brand success?
Well, it is all about caring your consumers, and so if brands put customers first, even when it comes to content creation, because majority of brands are transactional, Kanika, transactional, They send you sales pitches, come to our websites, we have 20% sales. They really put customers first. Only few organizations care about their consumers, Amazon, Starbucks, Nike, Airbnb, because they are in the listening business, They are improving their products through connecting with consumers in the digital age, So I believe that consumers no longer trust ads, and because we see no ads on Netflix, we see no ads Amazon Prime, we see no ads on Spotify, So if Netflix starts ads, they will lose 20% of their consumers. Just imagine, So it is now or never to tell your story, to create content, to care about your consumers, to directly connect with your consumers, like Elon Musk. Elon Musk directly communicates with millions of followers through Twitter. Who do you remember from traditional automakers, executives who communicate with their millions of followers directly on Twitter? Do you remember anybody? No, right? So that is a reason, Kanika, why Elon Musk has built his Tesla, whereas many executives live in their ivory towers and they put their MBA degrees on a pedestal. That's why we don't remember anybody from traditional automakers, because they don't tweet. They are not transparent. They are not interested in their consumers, you know. They are not interested in improving their products. They are focused on maximizing profits and hitting targets, you know. They are not focused on consumers, you know. Elon Musk puts social media followers first. Elon Musk. Elon is human. Elon is transparent. Elon, if you care, you will build. If you care, you will have a two-way communication with your consumers. If you care, people will come to you to consume your brand, you know. So we need to have emotional connection with consumers. Emotional connection, you know. Or does it mean that Harley Davidson has emotional connection with its consumers? Nike has emotional connection with its consumers, you know. Airbnb has emotional connection with its consumers, and also Starbucks has emotional connection with its consumers. We know that when we go to Starbucks stores, it is a cozy environment where we feel great and we spend so much time drinking coffee, reading books, and we are in our element because Starbucks creates this welcoming environment where it is a hub for communities to read books, to exchange experiences. So I believe that Blockbuster lost because they disregarded consumers in the digital age, you know. Also, there are so many brands, you know, like Kodak lost, and so many brands because they disregarded consumers. So, dear Kanika, whoever disregards consumers, whoever is bedroom centric and competitor centric, goes out of business, you know. So Amazon is rarely competitor centric. Amazon is consumer centric. That's why Amazon personalized experiences, provides free shipping. They are in listening business. That's why Amazon is trusted because of his ultimate consumer marketing strategy. But there are some majority of Amazon's competitors are focused on what Amazon is doing, you know. So I don't believe that even I built my personal brand, and I have always been audience centric. In my case, if you care about your audience, if you show gratitude, if you show empathy, if you communicate directly with your followers, you know, there are so many executives that truly just tweet, but they don't show gratitude. They rarely communicate with their followers. But when I embarked on my Twitter journey, from my first tweet, I have always shown gratitude. I have always communicated with my followers. That's why I have now more than 54,000 followers, because I have earned every follower by dint of my hard work without spending any dollars on advertising or even promoting my social media profiles, you know. I have earned trust. Earning trust is one of the biggest achievements in marketing, you know. Earning trust. So I believe that brands need to create content and also have emotional connection with their consumers in the digital age, because there are 8.1 billion people in the world, 5.6 billion mobile users, 5.2 billion internet users, and 4.9 billion social media users nowadays. You know, this is a device that holds attention of our society. If brands don't understand what is going on in this device, they are out of business. So Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram have become new BBC, CNN, Bloomberg. It is a source of information, you know.
So I think this will lead to my next question while drafting their social media strategies. So you're clearly saying putting the customer in the center for all of it, right?
Yes.
So you already answered a part of my second question, I think, Vlad, when you said that businesses and CEOs and marketing leaders should put the customer at the center and the front of their strategy, right?
Yeah.
So that was my question. What is a core factor that businesses should consider while drafting their social media strategies? Anything that you would like to add apart
Well,
from?
dear Kanika, so many brands are selfish nowadays. Selfish. They are putting out content that is in their best interest. So we need to create content and publish content that is in our followers' best interest. We need to tell our stories. We need to have podcasts. We need to win their attention through creating contextual content that is in followers' best interest. Best interest. For example, Ericsson, big telecommunication company in Stockholm, how this brand, huge brand, reinvents itself through collaborating with digital transformation experts. If you Google digital transformation thought leaders, influencers in the world, you will see top lists on various websites. So Ericsson's marketing team is smart enough to collaborate with top experts in digital transformation. They invite experts to their podcast episodes. That's how they sharing actionable knowledge is one of the cornerstone of success, right? One of the cornerstones. If brands don't collaborate with influencers, thought leaders, they should not be in business. I mean, because everyone has a voice nowadays, dear Kanika. What was happening before the internet, right? Because everyone was pushing their message on TV, on billboards, or in magazines, everywhere, because they were not in communication with consumers. They were not in communication. Traditional marketing is a one-way communication. One way. It's like a cul-de-sac. It's a one-way. So what is happening nowadays in digital age, social media? It is the first time in the history of marketing communication where consumers have a voice. Every brand needs to humanize their brand. Humanize their brand. They need to communicate. They need to build trust. They need to listen to their consumers. So market decides what is good and bad nowadays, not executives and advisory board members. The market decided that Spotify is good, Airbnb is good, Uber is good. Because why? Because a co-founder of Airbnb, Brian Chesky, is active on Twitter, ask questions to Airbnb's users, and improves Airbnb's product by leaps and bounds through listening to Airbnb's users on Twitter. Do you remember anybody from hospitality brands who are active on Twitter and build relationships and ask questions about their hotels products? No, I don't know anybody. This is we need to executives need to put a human face on their businesses. Putting a human face on their businesses will drive their business forward.
Great.
Because we choose Tesla because of Elon Musk. Because Tesla does not have an advertising department. Tesla does not depend on advertising, whereas Mercedes-Benz spends $945 per car on advertising. So nowadays we trust Tesla because of robust personal brand of Elon Musk, because he communicates directly with consumers, and every consumer of Tesla is a brand advocate, brand evangelist on social media, because they share Tesla's photos on social media. So it has a ripple effect. It spreads like wildfire, and the entire world knows that Tesla is dominant in the worldwide. It's dominant because unfortunately so many brands will go out of business because they disregard artificial intelligence, social media, fourth industrial revolution. They are not open-minded. So executives and brands need to become more open-minded, more empathetic. They should communicate more. They should put a human face on their businesses. Otherwise, consumers no longer trust and believe those ads, because 1 out of 3 consumer has ad blockers on their devices. 1 out of 3. So I even when I see 5-second ad on YouTube, I no longer trust ad because advertising steals our time, you know.
That is very true. But even after what you're saying, what are the challenges that companies face in bridging the gap between clients and businesses through social media? And what strategies can be implemented to engage more clients and reach the right target audience? One of them is, yes, making your customers your brand ambassadors, like you're saying
Yes.
in the example of Elon Musk for Tesla.
Yes.
So people see him, people use his car, and then people just talk about it on social media. But do you think there are any challenges if companies want to do it directly?
It is all about curiosity, dear Kanika, curiosity, and the number of content you publish every single day. You know, it is. I'm a executive judge at top award ceremonies throughout the world. You know, and I know what is happening. You know what is happening, and to what extent brands create content. But it is a drop in the ocean. Drop in the ocean. You know. I believe that 100 pieces of content across 8-10 social media channels should be done by top brands in order to remain competitive in the age of AI and automation, you know. 100 pieces of content, you know. It is a very competitive, fierce competition everywhere, fierce competition. Brands lose market share because of their outdated marketing and business models, you know. So if Kodak disregarded consumers, Blockbuster disregarded consumers in a digital age, and they did not buy Netflix for $50 million, you know. Netflix and Hulu disrupted TV channels, you know. So everything changes faster than what managers think, you know. Creating content is like a road to Damascus nowadays for global brands, you know. I mean, life-changing experience for global brands, you know. Because if brands advertise and they spread their message on billboards, on TV, nobody's watching TV commercials nowadays. Everyone's attention is on mobile devices, you know. They are wasting billions of dollars on the wrong marketing channels where consumers spend their time online, you know. Because when you are driving a car, you are not looking at those billboards. Even people are not looking at road because
the new circumstances, so to speak.
Dear Kanika, it is a great question. You know, I believe that Metaverse has had a 9 days wonder because there are over 8 billion people in the world, and only 3 people are spending their time in the Metaverse. Only 3. Only 7, maybe. Only 7. Because I don't see that a person spends more than an hour like spending their time in the Metaverse. I don't see. It has had a 9 days wonder. So I have to hit the nail on the head and talk about what is reality nowadays, because everyone's attention is in mobile devices nowadays, you know. So it is a golden age of social media. If brands don't create content, they will regret 15 years later not creating more content, you know. Say, we need to put eggs into different baskets in order to win in the long term, you know. They say that a mouse that has one hole is quickly taken, you know. So just imagine that there are so many brands that put their eggs into one basket, TV commercials, and they lose market shares. They go out of business. They don't tell their stories, you know. Storytelling is why Nike is Nike, why Apple is Apple, why storytelling is why Elon Musk has built his Tesla, you know. Storytelling is why influencers make millions and billions of dollars, because they tell their stories, you know. So we are no longer in B2B or B2C. We are in H2H, where human beings want to do business with human beings, not businesses, you know. We trust our neighbors, we trust our friends, we trust our family members, we trust our colleagues, you know. We no longer trust and believe those ads that steal our time, you know.
But what role do you see the newer technologies playing in this, Vlad?
Well, Web3. I believe that we are in a Web 2.5 experience, dear Kanika. Web 2.5 experience. I don't believe that every social media network is built in blockchain, you know. But everything will be transparent in the future. Everything will be transparent, you know. Web 1 and Web 2 were happening behind the doors. But Web 3, everything will be transparent, you know. Blockchain is one of the most trailblazing technologies. I think that every contract will be made in blockchain in the future. Transparency is one of the key advantages of Web3, you know. But we need to talk about practicality. We need to talk about that a few content that can drive your success. We need to talk about few tweets that can raise your capital for your startup, that can tell your story, you know. Even I have digitalized my business, you know, because I'm a self-made influencer. I have built my business. I spent $0 on building one of the fastest growing global personal brands in the world, you know. I have bootstrapped and I have built my business on a shoestring budget, you know. It is because Twitter is free. Do people realize that creating content and distributing content is free? Do people realize? People don't realize. People think that social media is for entertainment, but people build multi-million and billion-dollar businesses through creating content. Tweeting is free. Uploading your video to YouTube is free. Creating a blog post on Medium is free. You know, whereas if you want to put an ad in the newspaper, you have to pay to the newspaper. If you want to run commercials on TV channels, you have to pay TV channels. You know, if you want to advertise on billboards in the streets, you have to pay media those ad agencies, you know. Traditional marketing is expensive, overpriced, dear Kanika. There are two kinds of attention nowadays: overpriced attention, underpriced attention, you know. So do you know Wish, a shopping app? Wish.
No, please tell.
So a Wish is a shopping app which was founded by former Google employees, you know. So Wish in 2016-17 invested more than 90% of their marketing money in Facebook advertising, you know. So they generated almost $10 billion in revenue because of Facebook ads, you know, because it was underpriced attention in 2016-17, you know. Like Amazon was the biggest advertiser on Google AdWords from 2000-2005, you know. Amazon became Amazon because of Google Ads, you know. A TV commercial would change your business in 1971, you know. What were the biggest advertisers on TV in 70s and 80s? Procter & Gamble and Budweiser. They became the biggest brands because of TV advertising, you know. Which sports were the biggest sport in the United States in 40s and 50s? Baseball, horse racing, and boxing, because they distributed content across the radio channels or radio stations, you know. Which sport has been the most dominant sport in the last 20 years in the United States? NFL. NFL has become NFL because of strategically and wisely advertising and capitalizing on digital in the last 20 years, you know. So it is all about striking while the iron is hot and making hay while the sun shines, you know. So if brands know where consumers' attention is, they truly take their success to the next level. But if brands don't know where consumers' attention is, they go out of business, like Blockbuster, like Kodak, and the rest of the brands that have gone out of business, you know.
Right. Now, a small diversion here, and this is my last question.
Yes.
We're talking about data privacy, and
Yes.
AI and chatbots are constantly listening in through our users' mobiles. When you go to social media, you're aware of that.
Yes.
Businesses are leveraging this information to reach their clients. Do you consider this as a breach of user privacy or policies or regulations?
I don't think it is a breach of privacy, you know, because I mean, what is happening nowadays is that big data plays a key role in building businesses worldwide. You know, brands and marketing teams need to capitalize on big data to build their businesses faster. You know, so they listen to their consumers. You know, and even when I was building my personal brand, I have capitalized on big data analytics to build my business farther, you know. So if you remember social media measurement score, cloud. Yeah, so when I embarked on my journey in 2014, my social media influence score was 58 in 2014. So my social media influence score reached 80 in 2018. You know why? Because I was publishing content, because I was I used to check out big data analytics, you know, to make a better decision. I used to see what was working, what was not working, you know. So, as for example, as marketing teams, they need to have access to those data to personalize their messages, their recommendations, you know. So I love personalization of Amazon because they listen to their consumers. So Amazon takes advantage of big data analytics to personalize their recommendation to their consumers, you know.
And with that, we wrap it up. Thank you so much, Vlad, for taking this recording early today.
Thank you so much for being with us. Please do follow us on social media for regular updates and new content.